Hey everybody, Mark Yegi here. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to another Market Pulse. The market is technically green, but if you are in some of these stocks, you're not feeling very green right now. Anyway, hopefully you're doing well and you're weathering any kind of storms that are out there because there's some storms in the precious metals today like crazy. Let's get to it here. Let me share my screen and show you kind of what we're talking about here. There it is right there. So this is last week's chart on the market. You could see 4 green lights, and that's because the market keeps melting up. It's 2 months old now. We're very long in the tooth on this thing now. I think we're starting to see some cracks, and that's what I talked about with my mastermind group today, is that what do you do when there starts to become cracks in the armor? You start to play a little bit more defense. But you're seeing 3 greens and 1 red today. So things are kind of shifting and going back down the other side a little bit. Still above the significant moving averages. And when I show you these charts, you're going to be like, oh, there's nothing wrong. So there's nothing wrong, right? Yesterday we came down, tested the 50, and today we're back up. Yesterday came down on the S&P 500, tested the 50, and today we're back up. The same thing on the Dow Jones. Although it's going down a little bit, a little bit more. But on the other side, this is the New York, and it's just bouncing off the 21-day moving average. So that's looking pretty good overall. Like there's not a lot of cracks yet. You'll see the cracks in a second here. The volatility, though, is coming up. It's sneaking up, and now it's above the mean. And so that means there's a little more volatility, a little bit more fear in the market. We got a government shutdown. That's the discussion for today. I don't know if they've solved it since I've been on these calls. We'll see. Anyway, Tesla reported numbers. They decided they weren't a car company anymore and convincingly said, we're no longer making the Model X and the Model S. We're only going to make the Model Y and the Cybertruck and the Semi, and we're going to shift that whole factory out in Fremont, California to robots, right? To these humanoid robots. And if you think about it, they're gearing up to make 1 million of those a year. Now, easier said than done, but 1 million of those a year at 30, 40 grand, it's like you're selling cars. So I see the point. I just think it's interesting to give up a certain amount of revenue on a car model that's been doing pretty well. But yeah, it's a small part of their business. Anyway, good numbers. Well, lousy numbers, but beat expectations or whatever. You know how that game is played. And we had a big swoon down yesterday, and today we're bouncing up nicely. But we're not above the highs from yesterday. So that, to me, is concerning. That might mean there's a little ceiling being put in there. I don't know. We'll see. But 2 days into an earnings call is not how you decide whether you're going to buy Tesla or not. All right. The big story is precious metals. You might have seen my video from the last couple of weeks, or a couple of them that I put out. And I was like, look, this hockey stick cannot last, right? You see this hockey stick? It's like la, 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 boop. All right. And it's even worse on silver. But you could see, like, all these people, think about it. If you were one of these people that bought gold down here at 388 and it goes to over 500, aren't you going to take some profits? Like, your wife would kill you if she knew that you left that kind of money on the table. And that's what's going on right now, right? It's just dropping like crazy. It's only down 8% today on huge volume. And this is the gold, the gold ETF. But boy, let's look at the gold miners. That's gap down on high volume. It's coming back down. It wants to head to that 50-day moving average, I think. And then looking at the silver, this is the disaster. It's even worse now and maybe so is gold. But silver, I'm looking at it. It's at 71. It's down 32%. Just when I printed this, it was only down 20%. It's down 32%. It's down in here. Guys, I told people on my mastermind call today, I said, it's filling in these gaps. And I've talked about these gaps all the time. And people are like, yeah, whatever. That sounds like voodoo. But there's a gap here, it got filled. Then there's a gap here that got filled. Then there's a gap here that got filled. And now it's heading for this gap right here, which was at 72, if I remember right. And it filled it. It's at 73 right now. It just went down to 71. This is down 32% in 1 day. Now, I'm happy about that because I played the short side of this one because I saw this hockey stick coming, right? But like, I didn't think it was going to be down 32% in the day, that's for sure. I just thought, there's a correction here. And now it might bounce up the other side. Oh, I see it at 71.60 right now. So there's a lot of selling going on in silver. And this is what happens, folks. You buy a stock and it goes up, and it takes, you've heard this before maybe, but it takes the stairs on the way up. But on the way down, it takes the elevator. And look at this elevator shaft. It's like just crashing. 30% in a day is a crash. I don't care what school or what definition you have. It's a rough, rough day. So if you're in silver, you're in gold, you're in the gold miners, I'm sorry. If you're in crypto, it's the same thing right now. There's a lot of carnage out there. And this trade on the way up, a lot of people were selling their crypto to buy precious metals. Will that happen the other way where people take their profits and go back into crypto now that it's undervalued? I don't know. We'll see. But boy, this is a rough day for some of you. So I feel sorry that you're doing that. Let's talk about a few of the stocks here. So here's Apple. Apple is in a big consolidation. It had a nice little move up over the last week and a half. It's given back some today, but a lot of things are giving back some today, especially the techs. Palantir, look, I talk about this because so many people ask me about Palantir because they missed this big run up from 100 to 200, and they still think that it's going to go, and it may. But I'm like, look, guys, this is too late to buy Palantir. I've been saying this. I don't know if you've been watching the Market Pulse. I think I say it every week. And I've been saying it every week for like 3 months. And, while it's been melting up, people are like, oh, here it is at 148.04. I'm going to buy it here. And yeah, okay, cool. And here it is at 147. I'm going to buy. Look, it's breaking down. It's down below the 50. It's below the 200. It's below the 8, the 21. It's going into these low swing points, and it's resetting the base. Now, the base is started at 142.34. That doesn't mean it's going to stop there. This thing could just keep going. In fact, it's losing relative strength. It's starting to tick up on volume. This is rolling over a bit. You don't want to be entering this right now and trying to catch that falling knife. Your hand's going to get really bloody. I don't want to see that happen to you. So don't be buying Palantir and trying to scoop the bottom. I don't know where the bottom is. Yeah, great company. And the guy, Alex Karp or whatever his name is, all over the news and all that stuff. But that's not the stock price. Okay? That's not the stock price. The company could be great, but it's not the stock price. All right. I drive that in. This is another one. I'm in this one, and I got deep in the money calls, or I did this morning, and I'm still deep in the money. But man, this is just crazy. So AppLovin is down, or at least the time I printed this just an hour or so ago, is down $75 on the day, which was 13%. Now that's right at the 200-day moving average, and most stocks will test their 200-day moving average once or twice a year if they're good stocks. There's a little bit of a rumor around some short sellers, alleging that there's a money laundering operation going on in App, and I don't like being in a stock like that. But nonetheless, I've sold deep in the money calls, and there's so much juice in those that I'm still making money and I'm not getting hammered. Time will tell on this one, but be careful if you're in this one. This is not a good chart. You could see the relative strength rating is dropping, still looks strong, but it's not a good chart. Hopefully we get a bounce here off the 200-day moving average. SoFi. Everybody loves SoFi. And I'm like, okay, great. It's a cheap stock, and cheap stocks don't hold up in bad markets. Look at this thing. For the last 2 or 3 weeks, this stock has done nothing but go down. But look at today's candle, okay? Today's candle is up 210% in volume over the average daily volume. It's going right for that 200-day moving average on volume. Great company or whatever. They got stadiums. They got good earnings per share growth, triple digit. Love all that stuff. But the company is not the stock right now. And so you've got to pick your battles of where you're going to get in this one. And you want to buy, folks, on strength. You want to sell on strength too. Notice the gold. You wanted to sell on the way up. Maybe you wouldn't have gotten the top. But if you would have sold on the way up, you would have missed this thing on the bottom, like silver. 32% in a day. That's just killing me. So that's SoFi. All right, UnitedHealth Group. This has been having a really rough week, everybody. Like this, think about it. These guys are going to get legislated out of Obamacare or whatever you call that thing that doesn't really work and it's really expensive. And, there's going to be a rework of the whole healthcare system in this country. And this company has had growing sales for like 35 or 40 years or something. I think that party is over. We got a big gap down on volume. Remember last year we had a big miss and then we had this thing go sideways and now we're going back. I think we're going to go test this 248, maybe this, whatever that says, 244. I don't know. But this thing, do not touch this thing. Alphabet is on a breakout. I got shaken out earlier this week on Alphabet. I built a nice position, but that candle yesterday was down 10 bucks. It hit my stop point. I got out, ran right up on the other side. That's the way it goes. Hopefully they give me another chance to get in. Otherwise, I'll find something else. That's the way it goes. Let's leave it there, everybody. Listen, we got an end of a green market. I want you to be really careful. We've got a new Fed chairman that got appointed today, and I don't know what the headlines are, but I saw some stupid headlines like he's not going to do what Trump wants. I'm like, Trump's not going to appoint somebody that's not going to do what Trump wants. Like, that's a stupid headline. Whoever wrote that stupid headline, shame on you. Okay, real quick, I've been teasing this thing that we've got going on in a couple of weeks, and I'd love to have you be a part of it. It's called the $10,000 Dare, the 10kdare.com. So if you want to be a part of this, it's a 5-day workshop where it's a challenge to see if we can, I'll show you how to make $10,000 in covered calls on this challenge. That's the goal anyway. I mean, obviously it depends on your portfolio size, but I'll show you how to use covered calls, and we go through a very methodical, call every single day starting on February 16th, I believe it is. And so the goal is to help you learn the system, because I got a system that's pretty darn good, and I'm proud of it, and I think it's really good. Love to have you be a part of that. If you want to be a part of that, go to 10K, the number 10, 10kdare.com, and just hit the first button there and sign up, and then you'll find out about all the other stuff. It's not a big deal. It's a 5-day workshop with me. We have 2 sections of tickets. We have general admission, or we have the VIP, which gets a little bit extra time and coaching with me. But love to see you there, because it's a really quick and easy way to learn how to do covered calls. I have an event that we're about to lock in April, so mark your calendars, April 17th through the 19th. Out in Arizona. We're not there yet. We're not taking registrations. The registrations we're holding back a little bit for our mastermind people first, but we're just about to release that, so you'll be hearing about that in the next few days. So first step is the 10kdare.com, and then maybe we'll get to know each other a little bit, and then maybe I can see you at the event in April. That would be awesome. Listen, thanks for being here as always on the Market Pulse. I'll see you next Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.